Many thanks, everyone, for staying with us on the program. So, to our major story of the day, President Muhammadu Buhari declined assent to the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2018. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Electoral Matters and Senator Pt.1 said that the President's decision had been communicated to the leadership of the National Assembly via a letter. These are some of the reasons stated by the President. He says there is a cross-referencing error in the proposed amendment to Section 18 of the bill. The appropriate amendment is to substitute the existing subsection 2 with the proposed subsection 1A, while the proposed subsection 1B is the new subsection 2A. The proposed amendment to include a new section 87, subsection 14, which stipulates a specific period within which political party primaries are required to be held as the unintended consequence of leaving INEC with only 9 days to collate and compile lists of candidates and political parties, as well as manage the primaries of 91 political parties for the various elections. So then, here is a timeline of what the event that has led to the recent declining of the assent by the President. On the 3rd of March 2018, the President turned down signing the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, conveyed a letter to the Senate about his decision to decline the bill passed by the National Assembly. The President felt the amendment to the sequence of the elections in Section 25 of the Principal Act may infringe upon the constitutionally guaranteed discretion of INEC to organize, undertake, and supervise all sections provided in Section 15A of the 3rd schedule of the Constitution. In August, the National Assembly reworked it and passed the bill on the 24th of July 2018 and transmitted it to the President. On August 14, Senator Pt.1 said that the presidential liaison officer to the National Assembly clarified that the Electoral Amendment Bill forwarded to the President on June 27, 2018, to which President had reservations on account of technical and settled legal issues, was declined assent. And on the 3rd of August, which is the latest one, a letter was sent by the President to the National Assembly rejecting the Electoral Amendment Bill again. And this time around is also on the issues of drafting and error on drafting. Let's get to it, everyone, tonight. Let's break it all down for what the consequence of this may mean for the election and the Electoral Act Amendment. Joining us from our Abuja studio, a panel tonight is a lawyer, a civil rights activist, and the convener of the election, Civil Rights Elections Situation Room, Mr. Clement Unwako. And beside him is a former presidential political advisor who is now a member of the APC. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on the program tonight. Let me begin with you, Mr. Gulak. As it stands right now, the President has said he's not going to sign the amendment to the bill. This perhaps the 3rd time he's rejecting it and asking the National Assembly to correct a few things. This time around, he said there are errors in drafting, errors that he wished that they could correct.
Well, Shaun, the President's reasons are clear, undisputable. And he has told the leadership of the National Assembly in clear terms what he wants them to do before he can assent to the bill to become an act of the National Assembly. Since he has communicated his refusal to assent, it is left for the National Assembly, within the purview of the Constitution, to do the needful, either to do as the President has stipulated or to pass the law by 2/3 majority of the National Assembly. It is in the provisions of our law. The President has every right under the Constitution to refuse to assent to a bill sent to it by the National Assembly. And it is equally provided in our Constitution that where the National Assembly disagrees with the President, they have also constitutional right to pass it into law by 2/3 majority. But as it is today, the National Assembly hurriedly, as we all know, went on recess. I will not come back till October, end of October. So we are in a dilemma. And if we are in the dilemma and all of us agree that we must follow the constitutional path, it means the 2019 election will not be conducted per the 2018 amendment, which therefore means clearly that the elections of the 2019 will continue to be conducted as per the 2010 Electoral Act. This is clear, this is constitutional. The president has the right not to assent to it, and the National Assembly also has the constitutional right to pass it by two-thirds majority. It happened in 2003 when the National Assembly passed the 2003 Electoral Act by two-thirds majority. So we are all within the purview of the Constitution. Nothing is missing. If they cannot pass the amendment, then the elections of 2019 will be conducted in accordance with the 2010 Electoral Act.